What's up, everyone? Welcome back. Another day.
Hello.
Another stream.
Yeah.
Seems
Happy
like
time zone. I put a reminder on the whiteboard behind me to say that.
it is happy time zone. No matter where you are, no matter what you do. Thanks for joining us this
Exactly.
morning. It's the IT Pro version, and usually
And
I'm not here for
it,
that. Usually it's Stefan and Daniel's show. So I don't want
yeah, it
to
is.
steal the limelight here.
I was about to say, Daniel, you look so good today. What did you do?
I had eye
Oh, nice.
surgery, so no more glasses. I
Yeah, yeah,
grew a
yeah,
beard,
exactly.
and I lost my sense of humor.
Let's see about that. Let's see about that.
Yeah,
So yeah, so for pretty exciting. We're gonna talk about. So actually, on the last two streams, we set up a tenant. We did all the basic stuff.
Yes.
We did something with passwords, self-service password reset,
Yes.
and yeah, actually, that's. So what we do want to do right now is just get rid of all that stuff, the passwords in this case, not the
Yeah.
tenant.
Who needs passwords, right?
Exactly.
We have
They're
Brian
like,
too there. Morning, Brian. We have App internal student. Welcome, guys. It's not. We're well rested. I mean, I
yeah.
slept for about 8 hours straight yesterday.
I,
I,
I
I
just had a cup of coffee, so that should help.
That also helps indeed, because
Yeah.
yesterday I did a stream at 8 a.m. with our very good friend Seth Juarez. We did machine learning, which was awesome. We learned so much stuff. Then I had a user group at 4, so I did that for an hour and a half, and then I jumped straight in the stream. So I spent over 6 hours in front of the monitor talking to people, and I'm surprised I
Wow.
haven't lost my voice yet. See, it's
I know
awesome.
the feeling. It was like the past. I keep on forgetting which day it is, but it is Wednesday.
It is Wednesday.
But the past few days, it was I like 10 plus meetings every day. So so yeah, me and my camera are each other's best friends. I think I see my camera more than my wife nowadays. But it,
Is that a good thing to say? Is like, I
I
don't
don't
know.
know. I don't know. My wife is normally sitting next to me on the other desk over here, but she's now downstairs playing games and just
Oh
giving me
God.
the space to chat to all of you. So
Yes,
that's
and we're
cool.
very fortunate to have you. I mean, it's your show anyway. I'm just here co-piloting, so I have no idea what Passwordless is, right? But it
No,
sounds
yeah. So
exciting.
yeah,
Sounds exciting.
let's just click that button which says learn more over here. But first of all, I want to tell you how you go to this page. So if you go to aka.ms, and let me just type it,
Yes,
aka.ms
yes, please.
slash go passwordless. I think that's pretty easy. And you will end up on this page. And first, it's going to tell you to install Bing with the wallpaper. I this is the first step of going passwordless is installing the Bing wallpaper.
Obviously, obviously. I mean, joking aside, I love the Bing wallpaper. It's amazing.
Yeah, me too.
It's
Yeah.
the best desktop. I can't even think putting anything on my desktop other than that. Fantastic images every day. So
No, it is. Let's just install it on this machine. This is
yeah, 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 yeah.
an empty machine, and just show you the beautiful background. I just want to do it because I did it as well on my own machine, and it used to be built into Windows, right? You could
Mm-hmm.
just select the Bing, and it was like an RSS feed that kept on updating the images. And you need to pay attention. However, I think it's asking you to install other stuff as well, or make Bing your default search engine, which it already is, right? So who cares?
Shameless plug.
Uh,
People are saying shameless plug. Hey, you don't have to
okay.
install Bing to go
No,
passwordless, but it's fun to have him
no,
there.
exactly. And I just wanted to show you some beautiful images.
It's yak saving. So
There you go.
now next, Stefan is going to
Look at
actually.
it.
Stefan's going to install new fonts. He's going to install some random stuff.
Yeah. We're never gonna come to the passwordless piece.
Who needs
No.
passwordless when you can spend 3 hours setting
Ex-
up your machine to be perfect?
yeah, exactly. So no, passwordless. So first, the reason the most important thing to remember is that passwords are like the biggest reason why accounts get hacked, right?
Yes.
It's people putting in easy passwords. It's people just telling the password to someone, random folks on the street. There's actually a very I should look for it and we can put it in the chat or the description later. But
Yes.
there's a YouTube video.
Yes.
It's from the nighttime show in the US where
Yeah.
they just walk on the street and ask random people for their password, and they just give it to them.
Yeah, it's a Jimmy Kimmel show, and it's a What's Your
Yeah,
Password?
exactly.
They have quite a few
Yeah, I
videos there.
think there's like
I'll
two
get the
or
link.
three.
I'll
Or,
get the link.
awesome, cool. So watch that, and you don't need any more reason to
Yeah.
get rid of passwords and go passwordless.
Tell me your password.
And that is also what we mean with this beautiful image here, which has no alternative text. I noticed, but this is like the journey, because passwordless is yeah, right. Passwordless is not a. I want to say it's not a switch, but actually it is. You're going to see in a bit. It's multiple switches, but to get it implemented, it's a journey. It's a step-by-step process, which you're going through, and which you can start today. And this is basically where this is all about. If you look at the page itself, we have a white paper, we have a video. I love this very simple image, which will show you like passwords are bad, okay, and then two-factor is very inconvenient. So why not do passwordless authentication? And I think it makes sense, because that's where passwordless is all about. And you will learn in a bit, is to give in the end find that balance between security and end-user productivity. So it's going to be very easy to get access to your resources, and it is also still secure. That's the cool thing about the passwordless thing.
Hey, hello the UK. TRP 8472. I don't know if that needs to read somehow. Trap 8472. It's a game trying to figure out what people were trying to mend with their handles. But before we continue, it's very important. We are giving away today a couple of FIDO keys, right?
Yep, here they are. So they're really there.
Nice. So there will be a question. Pay close attention, because there will be a question. Andy is saying, regarding telemetry, what insight can you access via M365? Ooh, that's a good question. What
do you want to know? I think there's so much insights.
Yes.
There.
Indeed.
There's so much data. I can show you what you can see on Passwordless in a bit after we configure it. There's a whole report showing you who's using what and when they're using what to authenticate.
Good. And let's not forget the "it wasn't me" feature, right? In the My Apps space. Like as an end user, you can also see where your account is used, but also he's talking about regarding the SolarWinds hack. Word was MSFT had more insight into it due to telemetry, where we do have 30 billion authentications happening every day on Azure AD. So we do have a lot of telemetry, but I don't know exactly what you mean there.
Yeah, on that one, there's actually a standard report now built into Azure AD for the SolarWinds hack. And we basically, all the detections that we use, because it's multiple things together, right? We put that in an Azure AD dashboard, which will directly give you insights in if there's something wrong, and if it's related to that hack that's there. So
I see.
So there's that's one thing that's there, and there's more stuff coming that we're gonna give you to get insights in if that's happening to you. Hopefully not.
Which I think it's a fantastic segue. Maybe for the next show, if you don't have anything planned, we can talk about looking at telemetry and how people can look at what is happening on their Azure AD.
I think that's a great one. Yeah.
Perfect.
So let's do that for the next one. But now let's go to Passwordless and see what we can do.
Finally.
No.
Let me do my passwordless stuff. I'm here for passwordless. Stop interrupting.
People are looking at this same screen with that image with no alternative text.
With no alt text, no accessibility.
For almost 15 minutes, and we haven't told any. So the reason passwords are just bad. We want to get rid of them. How are we going to get rid of them, and how are we going to do it in a secure way? And there's actually not one way of doing it. There are actually 3 ways of doing it, where those FIDO key is one of them, but there are many other options, and that's what this document is about. It will guide you through, like, what are the 3 options that are there. And you could also ask yourself the question, why are there 3 options? Why not one and be done with it? And that is mainly because there's so many different use cases and different machines and different things out there. So, for example, the first passwordless experience is Windows Hello for Business.
It's the best thing since sliced bread, my friend.
It is. I show my face and I'm signed in.
Yeah.
But sometimes you maybe also want to add some extra protection. It made me think. I'm not sure if I think I said that a while ago on the show as well. But my daughter came to me the other day and she told me, "Daddy, don't be mad. But if I want to play on your phone in the morning, I just hold it in front of your face so it unlocks." And then I can play games. So the good to know with Windows Hello for Business, you can actually add an additional factor. But Windows Hello for Business was our first way to go passwordless.
Yes.
And it's based on a public-private key pair, and that's the one thing you're gonna hear is very common across the three options that are there. There
was a bit of a discussion on Twitter the other day that from a hardware perspective, not many vendors have picked up Windows Hello. There is a limited amount of hardware that will support it. Like only Logitech Brio will support it from Logitech. Then there are no other vendors, and then it's the built-in hardware into the Surface devices, which means that we have kind of a limited option there from an MFA kind of passwordless options, right? Especially from the Hello.
And you're exactly hitting the point here why there are multiple options, because this is why Windows Hello for Business requires you to run Windows 10. Hopefully you're doing that. But also it requires specific hardware.
Yes.
And of course we say, like, if you're into buying new hardware, need to get new hardware, go check if it's compliant with Windows Hello for Business so you can use it. But you probably have a lot of hardware that cannot use that. So that's why we've decided now, and I'm going to dive into how this works later on, why we have those multiple options. Because the second one, and I love TRP8472 hashtag enable MFA. Very important. I will come to that as well as part of the roadmap that you're going into when you look into passwordless.
His name is Andy.
But Andy. Well, hi, Andy. But the second option is the Microsoft Authenticator app, and I want to point out that this is not like putting MFA as the first factor, which you've seen in other systems in the past. We do it, for example, on ADFS. You have the option to switch MFA to be the first factor instead of the second one. But the difference with Passwordless and the Authenticator app is that there's more around it. It's actually a public-private key pair again, which is behind it. So if I enroll if I have the Microsoft Authenticator app on my phone and I'm enrolled for MFA, which you hopefully are, you press a button in the app and it will enroll you for passwordless. It means it will generate that key pair and exchange the public key with Azure AD and keeps the private key in the secure storage of your phone. And that depends if you're running iOS or Android, what type of secure storage is used. It's the OS secure storage that is being used. So that means that it's linked to your device. Your device is becoming a authentication piece, and it is not something that like you can move around or can easily be taken away. So the Microsoft Authenticator app is a great source if your machine cannot run Windows Hello for Business. For example, if you're on Linux, if you are on a Mac, or if you're already using the Authenticator app, it's a really easy step to go from MFA to passwordless.
It's on my phone, I haven't had to sign in with my password on any of the Microsoft apps in I can't remember for how long. So before Christmas, I went on holiday and I signed off from everything because I didn't want to get notified. I wanted to be truly offline. What happened is after the holidays, I was like, oh God, I'm going to have to sign into every single one of them. It didn't. It's just like biometric. I signed in with my face to Authenticator, and then everything just started working again. It was amazing. If you haven't experienced that on your phone, and I know that iOS is better than Android in terms of profiles and what have you for corporate profiles, but if you haven't experienced that, you don't know what it is. Like, it's amazing.
I know. It is. And I was about to say something now I forgot. It will probably pop up when it's on that topic, but it will pop up. So this is an Authenticator app, but there are also scenarios where I cannot use Windows Hello for Business because that's also connected to a device, and there's a maximum just at the top of my head of 10 credentials, so biometric credentials or pins that can be stored on one device. So if you're in an environment where people switches machines all the time, maybe not now if you're at home or you share your laptop with some of your family members, but if you look at first-line workers, it's very common in a shop to have one machine that's being used by multiple people.
Yeah.
And it could be multiple different machines, right? So you don't want to enroll for every machine. And maybe you also don't have a phone, or you're not allowed to use your phone, or you're not, or you don't have a company phone. So this is a scenario where those FIDO2 security keys are great, because instead of storing the private part of the key pair on your machine or on your phone, it will be stored on one of those, like the key.
Yep.
And that will be your trusted device where the key is. So it's portable, so I can move it from one device to another.
I have a question.
And
I have a question.
Sure.
So my biggest fear with FIDO keys is what happens if I lose my FIDO key.
Yeah, then you're screwed.
So, sorry, you're locked out of all your systems. You can't go back in it.
Have a nice day. Bye.
Yeah, sorry, it was nice knowing you. You have to reapply for your job at Microsoft because all your accounts have been locked out.
Excellent.
There's a way to have multiple keys, right? Is that correct?
Yeah. So there you can have multiple keys.
Okay.
You can also have multiple credentials on one key. So for you running a lab or something like that, you can have just one key with all your lab credentials on it, which is pretty convenient. But in the case you lose the key, first of all, make sure you have a backup key enrolled. So that's the first thing. You can have two keys.
Yes.
The other one is that as an admin, I'm able to remove the stolen key from the system.
Perfect.
And we have a public preview right now, which is called Temporary Access Pass, which you can give your employee a one-time code that they can only use within a specific time frame to enroll a key, and after that, that code is not valid anymore. So it's basically kind of a backup code. And of course, there needs to be a process around that to validate that this user is really the user. So there's that piece, but I think that's a great backup method there as well.
So an admin needs to configure that, and an admin needs to remove that in case there's a loss of keys, right? So I can't go and self-manage myself. It's not like SSPR where I can reset my password and be done with it.
You actually can remove your own keys and manage your own keys as well.
Really?
I will show. Yeah, I will show you in a bit how that looks.
Man.
Because we're going to enable it and we're going to enroll a key for that.
Love Border Collies says, I love my FIDO2 key. Who doesn't, right?
Yeah. But it is, because the cool thing is, and that is the one thing I haven't even mentioned, is that it's something I have and something I know, which means there's a pin on this one.
Yes.
So it's something I have and something I know, which means that if I'm going to authenticate with that key, it's two-factor, but it feels like one-factor.
Almost four-factor now, right? So you have you got your extra hardware key plus your MFA on MFA. Is that not meta?
No. So like what I said, it's you have those keys as well, which support a fingerprint. So then it's something I have and the fingerprint that will make it a second factor. But as you will see in a bit, is that with such a key, the only thing I need to enter is the PIN. I don't even have to enter my username. And you only need to remember the right website. But that's the other thing, because the credentials are bound to the website. So if I get a phishing email and someone did a great job in rebuilding the Azure sign-in page, then and I put in my key, the key will say, no, this is a different website. So where with a password, you will just enter the username and password, and then the attacker got your stuff. So that's the other great benefit of using those keys there.
Love it. Okay.
Yeah. So those are the three options, and those three options in general basically cover all the scenarios that you can think of.
Let's recap them quickly. So the first one is Windows Hello. The second one
Windows
is
Hello for Business.
Yeah.
The Microsoft Authenticator app. So Windows Hello for Business, great for Windows 10 Windows Hello for Business capable hardware. Authenticator app. I saw you're putting up your fingers. Sorry for holding them up so long.
It's fine, man.
And the Authenticator app is great if you don't have, if you cannot do Windows Hello for Business, and if you already have a phone. And then FIDO2 security keys is great if you need to like use multiple PCs. But also where it's great for is your break glass account, and I haven't even mentioned that.
Nice.
If I create an admin, a cloud admin that I only use in the case that everything goes wrong, I want to protect that account. And what you can do is just connect it with a key. Put the key in one safe, put the pin in the other safe, and you have a by default MFA solution, which doesn't require you to store a phone or whatever which is connected to that account.
Wait. I thought something now. So let's say you have a super admin in your organization and you create a FIDO key for them plus a pin in 2 different safes. And this super admin is on holiday and suddenly you need to do break glass. Can you use that FIDO key and their pin to do that break glass approach and unlock stuff?
Yep.
Is that good practice?
Yeah, so that would basically be part of the program, right? It's like getting the keys out of the vault, getting the code. It's probably you want to involve some approval process and stuff there, but it's for signing in, it's pretty easy. Just plugging in the key, enter the pin, and you're signed in as that break glass account, and you can do your stuff to fix it.
Chicken Man is saying the only problem with hardware keys for him is that, it's a man, so it's him. Is that he has to carry it on his keychain, and that means that he has to take his whole keychain into his desk and plug it into his PC, which I see. Like you have to dangle all the keys there while you're putting into your PC, and it's a little bit.
So one thing what could be helpful for that one is you have look. I have a beautiful set of all kinds of keys. And the reason I'm showing this is that, for example, this is one key, but this one, look, you can plug it into your machine like this.
Yeah.
But this one also has NFC and Bluetooth. And Bluetooth means it only needs to be in the area of my machine. So that means that if I would have a Bluetooth FIDO2 key on my keychain, if my keys are in my bag, I can just use that without taking them out of my bag or taking them out of my pocket.
That's amazing.
And the one thing I really love, this looks like a car key, right?
Yes.
But actually, the middle part is a fingerprint reader.
Damn.
So I can use this to sign into my Windows 10 machine, get single sign-on to all kinds of resources by only doing this.
Yes.
This is the only thing I need to do because it's my fingerprint. I cannot wait to be on stage again and just put my machine there and then grab this thing out of my pocket and say, let me start my car, and press it, and then my machine unlocks and I have single sign-on.
I love it. Now, people are asking, we need links for these gadgets.
Oh, yeah. So
we'll put them on the YouTube channel, right? So once we're done, we'll share them on the YouTube.
Them there.
Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube, guys, because we put all our videos there after we clean them and we tidy them up. So we remove all the funny bits. I'm just kidding. we remove all the noise more or less, and then we put all the important links there. We'll share the links.
And these are only like part of what we offer with Azure AD. There are a lot of FIDO keys out there in all kinds of form factors and things. Like the one I showed has actually, so it has I even got this like very thin one, which also has Bluetooth, NFC, and a fingerprint reader. And you can customize it.
What?
So and you can also use these keys. They can add a chip. It's amazing. So you can also use it to unlock the doors, for example.
Well,
so
is that an official? Like, can you unlock the Microsoft Office doors with that?
Yep, you can.
Do you need to go to MSIT to get it sorted?
So theoretically you can. This one isn't enrolled, but it's using the same system as our regular key cards. Yeah. It's pretty amazing. So the point I was trying to make here with the link to the gadget, we got so many different vendors that we're working with. So let's put in the link and you can have a look which one you like.
That's important, right? It's not proprietary stuff. Like the whole thing is built on top of OpenID Connect and OAuth 2. We also have a lot of vendors and open standards that we support or support us in the effort to go passwordless and remove passwords forever. Man, that's the future.
Let me
We'll get
show
the
you this
links,
one.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so this is the FIDO Alliance. This is where all this passwordless FIDO, because Windows Hello for Business is also FIDO certified.
Right.
And FIDO is not, it's not a Microsoft thing, it's an open thing. Yes, if you look at the FIDO members, you will see, look, it's Apple, it's American, it's Facebook, it's Google, and we are there, of course, as well.
Yes.
But it's a lot of companies working together and building this. So it's an open standard that everyone can use. And you can actually now, today already, sign into Facebook with a FIDO key. They have FIDO. And the one thing a lot of people don't know is that every Android phone is actually a FIDO key.
I see.
If you sign into Google, you get that push notification saying, "Is this you? Approve."
Okay.
The protocol behind that is FIDO. Unfortunately, Google hasn't opened their phones up for third parties to also do FIDO, because how amazing would it be to sign into Azure AD with just my Android phone? But it is the same standard that is there.
Okay.
Cool. So let's have a look on how to enable this, because it's very hard. It's so hard to enable it. It's the hardest part actually is to find the place where the switch is. So if we're in the if we go to and let me zoom in a bit here. If we go to Azure Active Directory in the Azure portal, and by the way, the easiest way, you've probably told this many times on the show, right? aad.portal.azure.com gives you basically everything you need from an Azure portal perspective, because it's only the Azure AD stuff that's here. So if we go to Azure Active Directory, and I like I'm the dark theme type of guy. Everything I have is dark theme. I like it. It's nice and easy for my eyes. Maybe I should dark theme my wall as well. it's so white. Okay, so if you want to enable it, you go to your Azure AD tenant, and one cool thing to remember: signing in with your FIDO2 token is included in every edition of Azure AD, including the free one.
Okay. Oh,
and
really?
Yeah. So the other cool thing is, what's also included with the free Azure AD is SSO to applications. So you can connect all your applications to Azure AD, and it doesn't cost you anything. And then you can enable those applications that have never heard of FIDO2 or of the Authenticator app passwordless sign-in. You enable those applications to also be passwordless.
Nice. So from a developer perspective, I know it's an IT pro session here, so the developer bug is now bugging me.
No, I like the developer piece as well.
Do I need to, like, if I have an application integrated with Azure AD and AMSAL, do I need to do anything to benefit from passwordless? Do I need to change anything in my code? I need to?
No.
Oh,
no, nothing.
I love it.
Yeah,
this is amazing.
It's only the thing I'm going to show you right now to turn it on. That's it. Then it's enabled for your own app as well. If you integrate it with Azure AD, you can go passwordless today with your own app.
You know what we need to do next, right? Maybe on the next stream, I create an app that uses this tenant, and we can actually test it. Like
that sounds awesome.
Should we do a desktop app or a web app or a mobile app?
Yeah, we can do any of those. Actually, the last time I was on a real stage, it was in Copenhagen, more than a year ago, on Ignite the Tour, and we had a identity developer session, but the person delivering that session, he couldn't make it, so I got asked, because I did do some developing stuff bit in the past, if I could take over that session. But what he didn't tell me is that it basically involved creating an app right on stage and signing in passwordless. So I was there in front of all those people with visual
writing some code.
Yep. But to be honest, it took me 5 minutes to integrate MSAL and to sign in passwordless. Actually, one of the keys that's lying here,
IT pros can do it. Like, if IT pros can do it, then anyone can do it, right? Because in 5 minutes, you actually, and that's what I'm saying, people. Like, it doesn't take much to add like proper authentication into your system. It's a few lines of code, depending on your framework, and then you benefit from all these extra things for free, like MFA,
Yeah.
FIDO keys, conditional access, continuous access evaluation, which is coming, and I can't stop talking about these things.
Yeah, that's cool, right? Yeah, it's all such cool stuff that's there, and what I said, I was to be honest, and this is not like some marketing type of thing, but I honestly was surprised that we decided to make the FIDO2 sign-in piece part of every edition, make it free.
This is not marketing, friends. This is free.
No,
we care about your security, right?
I am, yeah, and I think that's great. Same with the security defaults, which makes MFA free as well. So if and after this I'm gonna stop, but I'm just very proud of what we're doing and what we're building. But you just with a free Azure AD tenant, you can unlimited SSO to all your apps, including the apps you built yourself, including custom SAML apps. It's not only gallery apps. You get free MFA and you get free passwordless. With all those apps. And
I am adding this to my speaking points when I talked about Azure AD, right? Because now, quick question.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can answer this. Can we also do that for B2C? Although B2C is external users, so I don't know how you can onboard them to FIDO, but is that even
you
supported?
can, yeah. Mm-hmm, yeah, there is. So far as I'm aware, it's not native in there yet, but we do have a GitHub project example that will enable FIDO keys for B2C. Because
you heard it here first.
And actually I deployed it, so if I can deploy it, you can too.
There you go. If Stefan can do it, then anybody. I'm just kidding. No, everyone can do it. Like if me and Stefan can do stuff with identity, then everyone can do them. Trust me.
That is really true. Yeah. Okay. So and that's also because FIDO2 is because it's open standard, and it's two parts. It's WebAuthn and it is CTAP2.
What
WebAuthn, so WebAuthn is actually a JavaScript API that anyone can just implement in their website, and that WebAuthn does the communication for FIDO2 between your app in the browser and the operating system. And if the operating system then supports CTAP2, and CTAP2 is the protocol being used operating system to talk to the authenticator, which could be one of those keys.
Right.
And that's built in the system. So basically what everyone could do with every website, but the easiest way is just to integrate with Azure AD, because then you don't need to put in anything. But it's just a JavaScript thing you put into your website and you can go passwordless. So I think that's pretty cool. I would highly recommend just integrate it with Azure AD. Then you don't need to care about any JavaScript or whatsoever. We will take care of that sign-in piece.
Okay.
So let's set it up. We're going so in Azure AD portal, we're going to what we call security, because that's what this is part of. And then look, there it is, continuous access evaluation. Christos, your favorite.
Yes.
This one is also so awesome. I actually set up my own. I'm going to stop a verifiable credential. It's blockchain identity. It's decentralized identity.
DID, right?
Yeah, DID. Yeah, I actually set it up in my own tenant 2 days ago and issued myself a credential. It's awesome. You should try it out. But we were talking about passwordless here.
So many ways. Let's talk about passwordless with verifiable credentials. You're messing up my mojo here, but I can find so many ways to lock myself out from my tenants. I love it.
Yeah, right. It's so cool. So let's go to authentication methods.
Okay.
Here you got under policies, you got there you go, FIDO2 security. Oh wait, I forgot that I don't have Zoom on this machine. You got the FIDO2 security keys over here. You got the Microsoft Authenticator, and those are the two pieces that we were talking about, right? You probably see that we're missing Windows Hello for Business, because that's a thing you configure on the OS itself. So how you would do that is using Endpoint Manager or Intune to configure that on your machine.
So
and
your device needs to be onboarded into Intune so you can enable that. Okay, interesting.
The Windows Hello, yeah. So you basically Azure AD plays a part in it for the single sign-on. So you Azure AD join it, or hybrid Azure AD join your machine.
Okay.
And then in the policy in Intune, you will just say people need to enroll for Windows Hello for Business.
I see.
And
Okay.
and that's it. So if I want to enable FIDO security keys in my tenant, I will click this one.
Okay.
And because it's zoomed in, it looks a bit
Weird.
Yeah, weird, but
Yeah.
it's below.
Mhm.
And if you have a higher resolution than I currently using, because of visibility, it will look better.
Yes.
I promise you. You click FIDO key, and then below you have all the options. So
I see. Okay.
click, save, done.
Wow.
This is it.
Stream done.
Now-
Thank you, folks, for coming today.
Yeah, thanks.
It was-
We still need to. So I want to dive a little bit deeper into the options that are in here, because I get a lot of questions around those.
30,
first of
30
all-
minutes to click 3 buttons. I love this.
Yeah, right.
Don't tell anyone. Our job is so hard. Like, hey, go and enable FIDO key. Yeah, it will take me 3 days, and then you come in. 3 buttons. Done.
Yeah.
3 switches.
Yeah,
I love
exactly.
that. Okay.
Exactly.
Tell us what
So-
these options mean, because I.
Yeah. So first of all, I want to point out that to use this, you need to enable the combined security info registration experience. I'm still have to find out who at marketing thought of that name.
Mhm. Yeah.
And we probably have an abbreviation. So Siri. Don't say it too loud, because your phone will probably respond. I don't think this is
We just got a raid from Ed Samberno. Hey, friends, how are you?
Hey,
9 new friends
hello,
coming here.
welcome.
How's
Nice.
everyone?
Thanks for joining. We're
Thanks for
talking
joining
about
us,
how to go
yes.
passwordless with Azure AD. So we're just enabling FIDO2, those beautiful keys, to be
Yes.
able to sign in with Azure AD.
Yes.
So-
and if you stick with us at 9 o'clock, we'll have a question. There will be a raffle, so you can win your own FIDO key. So not only will you learn how to use it, but you can also use it going forward. So
Yeah.
super exciting. Stick around
Definitely.
while we learn how to do passwordless.
How to set it up.
And we're just
Yeah.
at the point that we just set it up on in Azure AD. So maybe, Stefan, you might want to go back like one step so we can show them
Yep.
how it's done.
Yep.
Because this is the meat. For 30 minutes, we'll just be messing around, and then
Yeah.
we switch it
Let
on now.
me. Okay. I'm just gonna. So forget about what I just did, and then okay. So how we switch it on? You go into your Azure AD tenant.
Yep.
Let me portal
Mhm.
and go to security,
Mm-hmm.
and then you go to authentication methods, and you see FIDO2 security keys over here. If you click it, a nice menu will pop up over here. You press enable and save, and that's it. Now it's enabled. So that's what we just did to enable it. And before that, we actually talked about all kinds of stuff. So I was about to explain what these things mean, but before I want to do this, I want to point out that this is a very important piece. You need to
Okay.
enable the combined security info registration experience. And we just figured out that the abbreviation would be SIRI. Sire.
Sire. Isn't that sire?
Sire.
Yeah.
Serious, ugly.
Listen to
Wait.
two non-native English speakers trying to butcher
Yeah.
the word. It's S-C sire. Yeah. C sire.
Sire,
says chicken.
yeah.
Yeah,
Thanks,
see?
Chicken Man.
Yeah, thank you.
So you just put it all here. And what does it mean? So we used to have, when you needed to register for SSPR, self-service password reset, which we set up the last time. And when you register for MFA, it used to be 2 different wizards. So if I would be an end user and I wanted to set it up, I needed to go enroll twice. So we merged it together into a much more beautiful experience, and that's basically what this is. You probably already have it enabled or want to have it enabled, but I just want to point out that that's a prerequisite to have this working, because that wizard supports FIDO keys and support the authenticator passwordless.
Mm-hmm.
So back to this one. So enabled, it's now on. We can target all users or a selected group. And this basically is if you want to run a pilot. So if you only want to have a selected group of users being able to try it out, you can scope the usage of a FIDO2 key to that selected
so maybe a
group of
trial
users.
version with, say, a select set of users to see how it goes before you roll it out to the whole company and have a whole mess in your hands.
Exactly, because you can actually, and I will show that in a bit. Yeah, you block anyone else. No, you have a lot of insights on how it's going with. So you can
Right.
see if people are failing or succeeding with which passwordless credential. So you can monitor that and you can maybe make some improvements.
Love it.
Maybe do some end user training or stuff if that's needed.
Yes.
Allow self-service setup. I always find this button very funny. Why? The only way to set up a FIDO key is doing it yourself.
or you can use your kids to use your face to.
That's true. Yeah, but currently in the FIDO2 specs, there is no specification on how you can do delegated setup of a key. And that's because of the security measures with setting. We want to know that you're a real person. We want to double check that, and we want to make sure it's you setting it up. So it's always self-service, and I'm going to show you that in a bit as well.
Okay.
Enforced attestation. We still need to put. Yeah, that's funny because it's actually. I don't think it's even in the documentation, and there's no link here. But what it means is that I talked a bit about the partners that we have with the FIDO key. So we work with a lot of companies that make FIDO keys, and we test those keys to make sure that they work perfectly and smoothly with Azure AD. And enforce attestation means basically only allow keys from partners that we have tested. So this also means that if you have a user that decides to go onto Wish.com or AliExpress and order some fancy FIDO2 key, including some malware maybe, you're not allowed. You cannot use it because it's not a partner of ours. We have not tested it.
I like
so
it.
That's this one.
So this should be always yes then, right?
Always yes.
Always yes.
Yeah.
Please don't switch that off. Yeah.
Exactly. Cool. And then the enforced key restrictions. So every FIDO key, every type of key. So I showed you this one. I showed you the car keys.
Yep.
They all have a unique identifier, which is called an AA GUID. And that AA GUID identifies the type of key. Okay. So if I'm a company and I'm saying only this specific key I have tested and I have approved that this key is safe for my users to use, I can make an allow or block list for that one.
Oh.
So I can say block a specific key or only allow a specific key. So I can control which keys are being used within my organization.
So if you have 10,000 users, do you have to do you have to allow all of them and do you have to manage all of them, or is it more of a
no? So the AA GUID
restrict list, right? You say I don't want to. Yeah. Okay.
The AA GUID is not a serial number. It's a per type identifier.
Okay.
So these two ones are the same. So they have the same AA GUID.
Oh.
So that means that if I put them into the restrict specific keys, I'm only allowed this specific type of key to be used.
Oh, I see. Okay. So it's about the type of the. We're not showing Google Auth today. We're showing. So we have Wessel42. Thanks for joining the stream. We are showing how to do passwordless. In effect, if you're using Azure Active Directory, your users can sign in to apps or internal solutions without having to provide passwords. Also on Windows, when you sign in, it prompts you for Windows Hello if you have appropriate devices or compliant devices. That means that you don't have to ever remember your passwords for that Azure AD tenant. We've shown Google sign in with B2C before. If you want to jump on our YouTube channel, which is at aks/425slow/YouTube, I'll put the link in there. You can find how we did it. In fact, I did a blog post just the other day where I used tweets instead of Google. So this option is available to you. But thanks for asking and thanks for dropping by. I mean, stick around to see how you can do passwordless. And there will be a quiz in 14 minutes. Where you can get a chance to win a FIDO key.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so I have enabled it right now. Let's see how it works. So what I'm going to do is first I need to register the key.
Yes.
So if I go to my profile.microsoft, typo. There you go. myprofile.microsoft.com. You will see, hey, that's me. And then I can go to security info.
Yes. Is this where we see my signings, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't me. Perfect.
It's the same one. And now I need to grab my phone, because what we want to do before you enroll such a key, we always want to make sure that you sign in with a strong factor, so that you did MFA.
Nice.
So with this account, I signed in without doing MFA.
Okay.
So now it's going to ask me to do multi-factor authentication.
And that will be on your phone, right?
Yes. So I'm just going to approve a request on my Microsoft Authenticator. I'm not sure if this is still the same phone I used when setting this up. It seems not. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to send myself a text and then enter that. But normally on my phone, this is the Authenticator app, I would get a push notification. I will press approve, and then I did the second factor. In this case, I'm just gonna enter a code. And there we go. And now I've done the MFA piece, so now I'm allowed to go to this page to enroll. And here you see all and you can see I already enrolled a lot of keys. This is my favorite key, by the way, the beer key. I was supposed to do an in-person session on Passwordless on a Cologne meetup. And I was so much looking forward to having a beer in a beer garden in Cologne that I themed the whole session, because it went online. I themed the whole session around beer. So that's why I named this key beer. But yeah, these are the things that I already enrolled. And if I want to add a new method, I can click Add Method. And then I'm going to choose Security Key and press Add. And what's going to happen now is that now you're going to see, now it's going to do the WebAuthn part. So the browser is going to say to the system using the JavaScript API, saying, I want to enroll a key. So when I click this, I have the USB device in there. This is now WebAuthn. And what you will see now is that the OS is going to take over. And that's the, there you go.
Okay.
And that's the CTAP part of the enrollment process.
Nice.
And always fun with live demos. Because now it should initiate that FIDO2 piece, but
yes.
Let me try again. This is what I said. Live. It never goes wrong.
Dude, I spent 45 minutes yesterday trying to get a TypeScript app to work, and then I gave up and went back to JavaScript. So if you think this is a failure, then you should have seen me yesterday. Although I was super tired at the end of the stream, and I was like, man, I don't know what I'm doing here. And I think I screwed up something, and it just didn't work. So don't worry. 2 minutes to set up your FIDO keys is nothing in comparison to my struggles in the live streams. It's amazing.
I didn't use in private mode.
Ooh.
Did I?
Did you?
No.
Doesn't seem like it. Do you need to be at a specific profile?
Yeah. So the reason you cannot be in private mode, because then you cannot communicate with the key.
I see. Do you need to have a profile that is tied to that Azure AD tenant, maybe?
No, you don't. It should just work on the browser.
Okay.
Let me.
You want to refresh the page and sign in again, just in case?
Yeah, that's what I was about to do. So let me
Do you want to restart your machine while we're at it? And then if that fails, I can restart the internet.
Let's just try this one.
Okay.
Sign out, sign in.
Or I can go and switch on and switch off Azure AD if you want to. Should I do that for a few seconds?
Yeah, you can do that.
I can do that. If this doesn't work, then we'll do it. Sounds good.
So we're going.
Can you imagine somebody going and doing Azure AD down for a few seconds while Stefan is trying to set up keys?
Yeah, right. Did you try putting it off and on again?
Yeah.
Now we need to do the MFA again. It's fine. Let me send me a text message. If you're quick, you can hijack my code.
Can you though? I mean, can you? You need to also know the password in order to hijack the code, right? It doesn't make any sense in isolation. And we all know that you're using Hunter too. That's the common password for everyone.
Yeah, password 123. That's
Exclamation mark! Don't forget the exclamation mark. You
oh,
need
an
to be super
exclamation mark
secure,
and
yeah.
the capital P and the at sign instead of the A.
Obviously, I mean, this is proper hacker stuff, right? Have your key ready.
Yeah,
Okay. We
it
have the
is.
key ready. Is it gonna work?
It's nope.
No. What? Why?
Strange because it is. Let me take. So to show you, I actually got a key that I put in,
Okay.
and we turned it
So
on.
new enrollment just didn't work?
Yeah. So it's. You can see multiple keys here, so it did work.
It has worked in the past. We can attest to that.
Yeah. Let me double check to see if I actually,
The
because I
settings
turned
are
it
correct?
off. Yeah, if I turn it off and on and play with the switches.
Okay, it's under
So
security.
FIDO key says enabled for all users.
Okay.
All users, yes.
Mhm.
And I'm using the right browser.
Oh, you don't have any key restrictions, which is good.
Yeah.
You want to
So
open
that shouldn't.
a fresh browser window and then try there?
Yeah, maybe I should do that.
No, not a tab, a window.
No, this is actually. I think there's something with the browser because it's now opening random windows.
Now, can you
Okay,
try Chrome? I wonder.
I don't have Chrome installed on this one.
I
I
know.
only have Edge.
Yeah. We only support Edge.
I'm in profile one.
Okay.
Let me
Dun.
this is exciting.
We'll make it happen. One way or another,
And then
we'll make it happen.
I'm showing you that it's so easy to enable it, but then you run into this stuff.
It's like, what are these guys on about? It doesn't work.
Yeah, exactly.
God.
If it fails again, I'm gonna reboot this machine. I think it's just like
Okay.
maybe I played. There we go. Now it's working.
See, I told you you needed a new window.
Yeah, no, I know. I should have listened to you in the first place. But
I am a specialist in recovering from failures.
Yeah.
Restart everything. Clear the cache. Restart everything.
So the first piece what you saw was the web authn that initiated this, and this you can see the window looks different. This is the OS. This is the C tab. So it's gonna say there's a request from Edge published by Microsoft setting up a security key for this account. So I'm gonna press OK, and then it will also tell you that we will the login.microsoft.com. So the Azure AD will see the model of your security key because that's we want to make sure we can apply those key restrictions, right? So we're going to press OK. And to continue the setup, because this is a brand new key, or actually it is not a brand new key, I resetted it before this demo, but normally this is the first time, if it's a brand new key, if you take it out of that beautiful packaging, you need to set up a PIN. And a lot of times I get asked the question, why is a PIN more secure than a password? Because it's shorter and it's easier to guess. The difference is that this PIN is bound to this device. Yes. So that means I can only use the PIN with this device.
So you set up the PIN here, and then it fits down to your device.
Yeah. So this goes on the key itself. So this is protecting the secret piece of the key that's going to store the private key part.
Is it 0000 or 9999?
No, it's actually not. It's not.
Is it your date of birth? Please tell us.
Maybe.
That's the same combination I have on my.
I can tell you because you don't have the key. Nobody has the key, so it is actually. Oh wait.
Well. Wait. How do you know?
I'm waiting too long.
I don't know where you live now. You know,
it's my date of birth. It is. So
I'm a hacker. I guessed it. That's it. Yeah. I'm changing careers. Man.
You should. So I'm going to press OK. And now I need to touch the key within a specific time.
Okay.
And then touch it again to get the credential on there. So the reason you need to touch the key is because this key normally it's in your pocket, it's in your bag, it's lying around.
Okay.
And you can imagine, especially in this pandemic time, that those things, they want to be touched. They feel very, very lonely not being touched all the time. So to make the key feel a little less lonely, it will ask you to touch him every time you enroll and every time you authenticate. That's the reason why you need to touch it.
Yeah, I see.
No, actually, it's because to check if it's a real person doing it instead of a script trying to
Can you
attack your
script
key.
all that? Like, are there APIs for you to script all
No,
this? No.
no, and that's the reason also why, for example, the admin we want to make sure that this is a real human enrolling the key,
I see.
and it's not some malware running on your machine trying to get access to your
Oh,
key.
yes,
So
I
that
like it. Okay, so that last step is the touching it as a real human to ensure that
yeah,
no one is trying to hijack the process. I love it. Okay,
yep, yeah.
cool.
So then you can give it a name. Let's name it 425 show.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. Now I enrolled the key. And this is normally how, so this is the first thing you need to do. If you got a key, you enroll it.
Okay.
The cool thing is I can now also use this key with a new machine. So let's say my employer is shipping me a new machine.
Okay.
And it's out of the box. So I open it and it will start the out of the box experience.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know a password, but I want to set up Windows Hello for Business.
Yes.
So if I already have this key, I can also use this key to bootstrap Windows Hello for Business. Wow. So I can use one passwordless credential to enable the other. So I think that's pretty cool. This is something we've recently added so all of this is now generally available. And we announced that at Last Ignite. Mm-hmm. And that piece of the out-of-the-box experience support for this, we've added that recently.
Perfect. So I have a question now. So we set up this one key for this account in this tenant. And the good practice now would be for you to set up a backup key for that same account in that same tenant. So if you lose one of the keys, you can go back and use the other key. Is that correct? Yeah.
That is correct. Yeah, that's why I got triggered actually by the Google auth thing, because Google internally they use these keys as well, and they also ask everyone to have two keys ready, one as a backup key as well.
I see. Okay. Is there a limit on how many keys you can have per account per tenant? As in, if I am Christos on my test tenant, can I go and set up like 10 keys for the same account?
Yep.
Okay.
You can. Okay. You can see my list here. I have a list of all kinds of keys over here. Mm-hmm. So we used to have a limit on the number of authentication apps you can enroll. It was 5. Okay. And we removed that limit. So now you have an unlimited amount of authentication apps and keys that you can enroll. Because the other one would, for example, be the Authenticator app, passwordless thing that you can add to this. So you could have a key and the app on your phone. So you can have one of it as a backup as well to sign in passwordless. So if you lose your key, but you still got your phone and you have the passwordless enabled there, you can use that phone piece there to enroll a new key. Okay. Because you have. So that's pretty cool. Let's show you. Let's sign out and sign in again with the key.
Right. Before we do that, it's 9 o'clock, and as we promised, we want to do a raffle. So there will be a question, and then the first 10 people, we have 17 viewers right now, so the first 5 people to answer that, they will enter the raffle, and then we can decide who wins it. We'll do a random raffle there. Okay? Yeah. I haven't. Okay.
Do you want me to come up with a question?
Yes, please. I can come up with a question, but it won't be as good as yours.
I know. I'm not sure if it's that good, but I didn't want to make it too difficult.
Yes.
So I was thinking the first one who could name all the 3 methods there are to go passwordless.
I like it.
I think that's not too hard. Let's see the first 5 who pop up. We have 2 FIDO keys that we're going to give away and send it to you. I'm going to make sure to also include some stickers in the packaging.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. See, Money Music came up with that very quickly. Then TRP, or it was Andy. Yes. Nice. Well, now that the bag is out of the cat is out of the bag, just answer, and then we will choose the 5 answers.
Awesome. Cool. So in the meanwhile, let's show if you got that key. So you saw how you can enroll it. Now I want to show you how you can use it to sign in. And one thing I also want to show is that you don't need to remember your username anymore, because it's actually bound. It's on the key as well. Mm-hmm. So it now, because it recognizes me, it will show my account. But what I'm going to do is going to say use another account. So, and just going to remove this. No, it doesn't. So to make yeah, it's gonna autofill it again. Let's just remove this. There you go. I removed the autofill, and then go to use other account. So it doesn't know who I am. And what I'm gonna do here is say sign in with a security key. So I'm gonna click that. So now the WebAutomn JavaScript API is gonna talk to the OS and say I want to sign in. The key was already in there, and it's now asking for my PIN. So I'm gonna enter my birth date again.
Yeah.
And if I press OK,
2003 for people that are curious.
Yeah. And now I'm gonna be asked if I want to stay signed in. Let's say no, signed in. I haven't put in any. So if I would go to my apps now, oh, there you go. You can even see it. So now you see where I live and my IP address. But this is the successful sign in from Windows 10. This is me. I'm in the Netherlands, signing in with my key without even knowing my username. And yes, if you got the question like what happens if you have multiple accounts on there, so what will happen there is that I can actually maybe I can show it. Maybe that's better. Let's add a profile, and then the only thing I need to do on my other machine is open my key vault and find the password for the account that I want to use. So in the meantime, I'm gonna open that. And then I'm gonna go to, and you don't see this, this is on my other machine, where I'm gonna get into my password vault. I'm gonna show my face to my machine, because that's also awesome about that. I can use my face to show the password. And there you go. Okay, I got it. So let's go to my, I love to start at my profile because that's actually the only URL I do remember. But for some reason, I'm typing it wrong and ending up on Bing. But, so what I did in my demo tenant, I added my whole family. So Ivy is my daughter.
Okay.
So she's going to sign in. And I actually have her ready with Passwordless with the Authenticator app.
Yeah.
So what's happening here is that now on her phone, a push notification will pop up and it will show 3 numbers. And now when she would pick the right number, she will sign in into this account without entering a password. So this is the experience with the Authenticator app. I don't have her phone here with me, otherwise I would show you. But,
okay.
For this case, let's say use your password instead. So I'm going to enter that password that I just uncovered. And then press sign in. Hopefully it's still, there we go. I'm not going to save it. I'm not going to stay signed in.
Okay.
So now I'm signed in as my daughter. She's actually over here. This is in one of the roller coasters. She loves roller coasters. So this is me. My wife is actually there, and this is her. Look at her. I don't think you can see her face. It's pretty small, but look at her screaming and having fun.
Is she screaming because she's having fun, or is she screaming out of horror?
No. No, she loves roller coasters. Actually, today in the car, I mentioned a roller coaster park, and she told me, because everything's closed here, she said to me, "Daddy, please, won't you talk about roller coasters anymore? It makes me very sad because I cannot go right now, and I really want to go." It's so cute.
It's sad.
So yeah, let's go to my security info. And do the same thing. Hopefully, it will work right out of the box now.
And while you do that, I think we have 4 answers so far. We need 1 more so we can do the raffle, friends. So let us know, what are the 3 ways to achieve passwordless on the Microsoft Identity platform?
Now the only problem is that I need her phone to do MFA. Let me use another account. Man, I should have been better prepared, right? But this is stuff I make up on the spot. Like
live streaming. Cool. That's how it is.
Exactly. That's the fun part, right?
So you're not gonna steal your daughter's phone. You're gonna steal your wife's phone.
I think actually this one hopefully is connected to my phone. This demo account.
What?
So that's the one I'm gonna try out. Yeah. So this is my demo tenant. So actually, they're not.
So why are
really
we using the 425 show tenant? I'm a little bit disappointed now.
Yeah, I can tell you why. I don't have credentials yet. Daniel has the credentials, and he's out of office this week. So
he hasn't added you into the tenant that you guys are doing for your stream. I love it. I love it.
Yeah, he reset it. So he gave me an account, but it's a user account, so I cannot do anything with that account.
Now, hear me out. Hear me out. If only you had set up your break glass, FIDO key, and PIN.
Yeah, I know.
I mean,
But
you're
that was the
teaching this to
thing.
people, man.
Yeah, I know, but this is so normally when I would do this with Daniel, that would be the first thing we would set up.
Sure. Okay.
And
I'm
sign
just
in. So
messing
this is
with you.
no, I know, no, it's fine. I love it. This is a little bit improvising here. Okay, so I am actually I can use my phone. So I'm sign in. I can add method, and we can go through the same steps again. I can say security key, do add. I can say USB device, and I promise you. You need to believe me, but I promise you, it's the same key I've put in there, and you will see in a bit.
So you can have multiple accounts on the same key, and you can have multiple keys per account.
Yep.
So that's a many-to-many relationship. I love it.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. So it's going to go through the same warnings, what things, and then
so what's the scenario? Is that for you, for example, if you're a member of multiple tenants and you want to use the same FIDO key, more or less?
Or if you're using it for not only Azure AD, but also for Facebook. You can add your Facebook account to it as well.
Nice.
So I entered the PIN, my birthday, because the first time you set up the key, you set that PIN, and the PIN will be the same. So the key only got one PIN.
Okay.
So don't think about sharing the key because there's only one PIN. Also going to name this 425 show.
Okay.
And press next. And now I have two set of credentials on this key.
And so they have different pins or the same pin?
They have the same pin. So one key has only got one pin. Okay. Yeah, and that's the key thing. Okay. And multiple accounts. So if you're going to use this in a first line worker scenario, you probably want to give all the employees their own key.
Okay. Okay. Cool.
Let me sign out all the accounts in this browser. So we completely sign out. Okay, there we go. Okay, let's just close the browser and just start add a new profile. There we go. So go to myapps.microsoft.com, and here you go. So I'm going to say sign in options, and then sign in with a security key.
Love it.
Click on that. It will go to my key. I will enter my PIN.
Yep.
And what will happen then is because for this provider, there are multiple profiles.
Yeah.
So you can choose which account, which account I want to be. So I have my account and I have my wife's account. So if I would not pick my wife's account, I press OK. I haven't entered her account details and her password, but I just signed in. And I can do the same thing with my account. So now I'm signed in as my wife. And when I would sign out, I can say sign in with a different account.
Okay.
I can say use another account, sign in with a security key, same key, same PIN, press OK, touch the key, and now I'm going to say it's me, press OK, and there you go. Now I'm signed in as me.
Nice.
So now I'm signed in with two different user accounts using the same key, the same PIN. It's that easy with the FIDO keys.
I love it.
Awesome. So yeah, just a small recap here on setting it up. Let's go back to this account, which is my admin. Go to portal.azure.com. So because I'm signed in with two accounts, I now need to pick one of them.
Yes.
So I'm just gonna pick that one, and then go to Azure Active Directory. I'm going to security. I'm going to authentication methods. And the only thing I did here was just flip the switch. And then all this magic, enrolling those keys, using these keys, signing in passwordless to those applications, they work. And the cool thing here is, if I would go to all, I think I actually got, I hope it's still working. This is, again, improvising. Okay. But I got a third-party app. I got Salesforce connected to Azure AD. And I sign in with that key. So I sign in passwordless. So I'm going to click Salesforce. And because I'm signing with two accounts, this is what you get. But I click. And I'm signing to Salesforce, passwordless. Even though Salesforce doesn't know about FIDO keys.
Okay.
It's just
nice.
And that's why. And the cool thing is also if you have on-premises applications,
Yes.
you can also integrate them with Azure AD using the program that we call Secure Hybrid Access, which means that if I have an app that does Kerberos, a header-based application, and NTLM, a SSH, although I can integrate them with Azure AD, and because Azure AD supports all those passwordless options, those apps now also support those options through Azure AD. So you can go passwordless sign in with a key to a Kerberos application. I think that's awesome.
Okay. That is that's amazing. Like we have right before we wrap this up, I need somebody to give me a number between 1 and 4. So it can be you, Stefan, or it can be somebody else from the stream. I will leave it to the audience, and then we'll choose. Actually, give me 2 numbers. Number 3 from Chicken Man, and we need 1 more. Let's see.
Do you want me?
And
number
2.
1? Oh,
No,
2. Okay, there we
go. We have 3 and 2. So let's see who the winners are for our FIDO keys. And you will need to email us at the 425 show so you can get it. So I have Sip Soup and TRP 8472.
Congrats.
Congrats.
Just drop us an email.
Yes.
And I will make sure to ship them.
It's 425
and I will also
show at Microsoft.com.
Pretty easy, right?
Yes, exciting.
And I will add some stickers as well, so that's going to be cool.
Class stickers.
Yeah, exactly. So it's 425 show stickers. We got also Azure AD stickers, B2C stickers. I'm going to put them in them, and you can make the back of your laptop even more prettier with those stickers on it.
Bedazzle your laptop with our amazing stickers.
Exactly.
Make sure to reach out, friends, because that's the only way we can send you the stuff. So reach out to us. We'll have our awesome Hannah from the team that manages all that for you to send them out. And let us know what you build and how you secure your apps. Do we have anything else, Stefan, for today, or is that it?
The last thing I want to say, if you want to learn more, aka.ms/go passwordless.
Yeah, did you put it on the chat? I mean, we'll put it on the links on the YouTube, but let's put it on the chat as well. So
can you put it in the chat?
AK, I will do it. Fine, ak.ms. It's not 45, so it's is it
go passwordless. There you go. That's it.
Nice. So
the reason I asked you to put it in the chat, the iPad I'm using to monitor the chat and reply just ran out of battery. I forgot to plug in the charger because I use the same charger for my phone. So I'm going to charge it, making sure that next week it's going to be fully charged. I can see all your great chat messages. And next week, I think next week we want to go through more the reporting capabilities.
Reporting, yes. Next week we'll do some awesome reporting there for you, friends. So,
exactly. So that's going to be next week's topic. Same time, same place.
Wait. We're not done yet. We need to rate our friends. So
sorry. I keep on forgetting about that. Dang, I need to write that on my wall too.
Very important. Big on your list.
It is.
Rate friends. That should be the last thing that we do. Because everybody is rating us, so it's only fair to return the favor, and we love the Twitch community.
Fully agree. I'm too new to this. You're such an expert on Twitch, so I'm still learning.
It's one big family, my friend, and we need to support each other. So today we're going to rate our friend Instafluff. If you haven't seen Instafluff, he's amazing. He builds a lot of stuff with Azure. He builds a lot of stuff with JavaScript, and you learn so many things. Plus, this is the most chill dude you'll ever meet. I mean, I wish I had his charisma in speaking to you, but I've got my own style. He's got his own style. So thanks everyone for joining us today. We will have a stream on Friday at 8 a.m. where we're doing some developer stuff. I can't even remember what we're doing. And then, next week back to the normal schedule. We might do some other impromptu things, but thanks everyone for following us.
Yep.
And stay safe. And
stay safe. Thanks everyone.
See you soon. Shit, that rate didn't work. I don't know why. Sometimes when I try to rate Instafluff, it just doesn't work.
I had it last time as well. When I tried to rate a channel, it gave me 3 times. It gave me an error, and then the 4th time it worked.
Oh, it's like it kicked me out. I have to re-authenticate now with my 2FA, which I don't know why. Let's do that. We'll get there. We'll rate someone one way or another.
We should make Twitch passwordless too.
Yes. So it says something went wrong. It's almost like we cannot follow them. I don't know why. Let's see. Let's see if we can find somebody else to raid. We got Code Rust. So let's go to Code Rust. He's also a cool guy. Okay, that worked. So after this one, we can transition to the outro. So let's raid now, which is, oh God, it's kicking me out. It's kicking me out. Every time I press the button.
It's not me. My iPad is still empty, so I'm not in the stream manager.
No, I am the stream manager, and it's just failing me miserably. It's always, you know what? I'm using what's it called? Something went wrong. Okay, raiding now. Let's see what that happens. Can we raid now? Raid now. Yes, we raided.
Awesome. Woohoo!
Woohoo! Right. Thanks everyone.
Thanks.